Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Movie News Roundup, the show where we round up all of the latest news in the world of nerdy movies. Our first story for the day is something to do with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, might have heard of it, pretty popular show. It ended, though, and we got some news on some more Game of Thrones projects. So, reading this from The Hollywood Reporter. While a single animated project was previously reported to be in development in January, the streamer is now working on at least 2 more potential shows, The Hollywood Reporter has learned. One of the 3 projects is set in a territory that was never seen in the original series, the Golden Empire of Yeti, or simply Yeti, a region in the continent of Essos near the southeastern limits of the known world. The society is considered to be one of the oldest and most advanced societies in creator George R.R. Martin's sprawling fantasy realm, and is inspired by Imperial China, much the same way Westeros, which was the primary setting for Game of Thrones, was inspired by medieval Europe. HBO Max had no comment on the other new animated projects. So, in another Game of Thrones spin-off update, one live-action prequel concept is no longer in the mix. Flea Bottom, a project reported as in development that was based on life in the infamous King's Landing slum, is not moving forward. Sources say it was always the most nascent of the ideas that were made public and was never officially confirmed by HBO Max. So, a lot of information there. So, just to sort of sum everything up, there is projects that are coming out. We have the live-action show House of the Dragon. That's about the Targaryen Civil War. There's the animated show about the Yeti, and then there are 2 other animated shows that we don't really know anything about. So, yeah, HBO Max is going all in on Game of Thrones again. I personally didn't hate Game of Thrones Season 8. Like, it wasn't great, but, in my opinion, neither was Season 7. Like, for me, the disappointment came in Season 7, and then Season 8 was, like, about as mediocre as Season 7. So, like, I didn't hate it, but, I also didn't love it either. But the first 6 seasons are great, so I'm still excited for more Game of Thrones. This is, like, so far back in the past as well, these projects, that I don't even necessarily have, like, the apprehension that you get from a prequel, because these are so back in the past that they can't go and tell their own stories. So, I'm excited for these shows. Let me know what you think about them in the comments down below. Next story, Black Adam. It's done filming. The Rock announced this on his Instagram. He posted this video where he was like, "Hey, congratulations, everybody! You guys did great work." He was talking to his cast and crew, and it's done shooting. I'm interested in this movie. I feel like it's been in development for 15 years. Honestly, it's not even that far off. I think it's been in development for almost 10 years. But it's finally done shooting. It feels tangible. So I'm just gonna wait and see what they do with it. There's not really much else to say about that. So next story, Loki director Kate Herron. Yes, Kate Herron. She in an interview with Deadline, she stated the following in regards to season 2. "I'm not returning," the UK filmmaker told Deadline in an interview this morning. "I always planned to be just on for this, and to be honest, season 2 wasn't in the that's not something that just came. That's something that just came out, and I'm so excited. I'm really happy to watch it as a fan next season, but I just think I'm proud of what we did here, and I've given it my all. I'm working on some other stuff yet to be announced." So, yeah, it seems like Kate Herron will not be returning for season 2, and hearing reading into her comments a bit, it seems like season 2 of Loki is something that came about relatively far into the project. And it kind of makes sense because, the spoiler alert, minor spoiler alert for the after credit scene of the last episode of Loki, but it's not really even an after credit scene. It's just somebody like stamping something, and then it says Loki will return in season 2. So that kind of, all that stuff kind of indicates to me that they made the decision relatively recently to do a Loki season 2. So I do kind of wonder, like, what was season 1 originally going to be, and then what did it kind of morph into after they decided? Like, was it originally supposed to end off on a cliffhanger? Not really sure, but we do know that Loki, the director, will not be returning, and she is British, so that's why I was reading it in this voice. Next story, The Last of Us is going to cost a lot of money to make. So I'm reading this from Screen Rant. Fans are eagerly awaiting new updates about The Last of Us, and now a new element to the series has been revealed. The sheer size of the production. The series is filming in Alberta, Canada, and local union president Damien Petty, head of IATCE 212, spoke about how large the HBO show will be. His comments include what is reportedly the budget, and it's a hefty one. So he says, The Last of Us, which commences photography this week, is indeed a monster. It has 5 art directors and employs an army of hundreds of technicians. It has had 6 months of prep and shoots in Alberta for 12 months. This project well exceeds the 8-figure per episode mark, so there is a multiplier effect on our economy in terms of its impact. There are hundreds of related businesses benefiting from the plethora of work. So when we look at these comments, it's kind of like hard to tell if, like, it has 5 art directors and employs an army of hundreds of technicians. Like, it's kind of hard for, me who's not like too knowledgeable about the ins and outs of the industry to see if that's actually like a big deal. But when you look at the fact that the budget exceeds the 8-figure per episode mark, yeah, the fact that each episode is going to cost more than $10 million, that is a pretty big deal, because when you compare it to the season 8 Game of Thrones budget per episode, the season 8 of Game of Thrones budget per episode was $15 million. So just think about that for a minute. The Last of Us is starting out with a budget that is almost comparable to season 8 of Game of Thrones. And say what you will about Game of Thrones, that was an expensive season of television, and it definitely looked the part. So yeah, listen, who knows? Maybe the show will be bad, but at least it will look pretty. And by the way, also just another thing to compare it to, like, The Walking Dead has an average budget of like $3 to $4 million. So this thing is gonna look really good. I'm expecting that, like, the sort of rundown world is probably gonna look amazing. They better get that giraffe, all right? They better have that giraffe, and it better be either a real giraffe or really good CGI. Next story. Leslie Grace, she has been cast as Batgirl. So, reading this from The Hollywood Reporter, Leslie Grace is reaching new heights. I get it. I see what they did there. The actor, known for her breakout role in the Heights, is joining the DC universe as Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. So, yeah, I enjoyed her in the Heights. 36,000. And she was a good actress, so I'm sure she'll be good as Batgirl. I'm not one to get like too excited about castings, because like sorry, my dog is doing weird stuff. Generally speaking, like, there are going to be multiple actors that will be fine for like any given role. So, like, until I see them in the movie and I can actually say, like, wow, they were really good in this movie, then I'm generally just not going to get too excited about, castings. But, yep, she was good in The Heights. She's a good actress. I see a lot of people upset. They think that, gingers are being discriminated against. And to that, I say, good. The gingers deserve to be discriminated against. They don't deserve rights. So, moving on. Blade has a new director, or not a new director. It has a director. So I'm reading this from Variety. Mogul Mowgli director Bassam Tariq is in talks to direct Marvel Studios' Blade movie. This is written weird. Starring Mahershala Ali. The two-time Oscar winner was announced to portray the vampire hunter at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019. The highly anticipated film is currently undated, but expected to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4. On Tariq's side of the camera, the filmmaker's most high-profile movie to date was 2020's Mogul Mowgli, which starred Riz Ahmed. Tariq's filmography of documentaries and short films includes These Birds Walk, 11-18-16, Red Mountain Choir, Wad, Magambo, and Ghosts of Sugarland. So, I mean, this is a relatively unknown director. He doesn't appear to have done like that many projects, but I can't really speak to him. I haven't seen any of his stuff, but Kevin Feige, he has a knack of getting like sort of these weird unknown guys, like James Gunn and the Russo brothers, guys who you wouldn't necessarily think like, oh yeah, those guys can direct a Marvel movie, and then they come out and direct some of the best movies in the MCU. So, we'll just have to wait and see how this goes out. Next story. Michaela Cole has been added to the cast of Wakanda Forever. So I'm reading this from The Hollywood Reporter. The Black Panther sequel has added multi-hyphenate Michaela Cole to its ranks. I'm honestly not sure what that word means. I should have looked it up before I started this. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed Cole, who most recently released HBO series I May Destroy You to critical acclaim. Apparently, she was like a producer, director, writer, and actor in that show, which is kind of crazy. Good for you. Not at all jealous of your abilities. And 4 Emmy nominations will join filmmaker Ryan Coogler's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is currently filming in Atlanta. It is expected that much of the cast of Marvel's first Black Panther film, which includes Lupita Nyong'o, Danai Gurira, Letitia Wright, Daniel Kaluuya, and Winston Duke, will return. So we don't know who she's going to be playing. All we know is that she's going to be in the movie. I've seen some people being like, "Oh, maybe we should go play Storm." We don't know. Stop like spreading that around. That's literally just people who think like that would be cool. Okay, do not like. I'm telling you guys are gonna be disappointed when Toby and Andrew aren't in No Way Home. I'm not saying they won't be, but literally, there's been no actual like tangible source of that. So. Stop, let's not start the rumors of this lady playing Storm because we don't know, okay? Let's just wait until, like, the Hollywood Reporter reports it. Okay, guys, let's just chill. But, I don't know. She seems like a talented person. She, I have not seen her show on HBO Max, but, I'm thinking I'll probably get around to it at some point. But, yeah, we'll see how she goes, how she does in Wakanda Forever. So next story, we have another set of casting. Josh Segarra is going to be in SheHulk. So I'm reading this from Deadline. Arrow alum Josh Segarra has joined the cast of Marvel's She-Hulk series, starring Tatiana Maslany in the title role. Sources also say Segarra has signed with CAA for representation in all areas. He joins a cast that includes Renee Elise Goldsberry, Ginger Gonzaga, and Mark Ruffalo, who will be reprising his role as Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Marvel had no comment on the casting. So, yeah, I actually do remember this guy from season 5 of Arrow. Basically because he was like weirdly really good in that season. Like I remember that was after season 4 was like, that was like the bad season with like Damien Dark or whatever. And then season 5 came and I was like, I wasn't really expecting much from the show, but this guy really elevated the material and he was really good. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll be like, we don't know if he's going to be like the villain like he was in Arrow, but he's this guy, just looking at him, you agree he like looks like a guy who would play a cop. And I know that She-Hulk is going to be like a court procedural type of show, so I could see this guy playing a lawyer or a cop, But, not much else to say about it. Next story. We got some Rock Diesel beef to talk about. So, okay, so I'm reading this from Collider. To those in need of some context, there's a reported ongoing dispute between the two action heroes, which supposedly started during the shooting of the 3 Fast Saga movies of which Johnson was part. Last June, while speaking to Men's Health, Diesel claimed he purposefully engineered the feud in order to push Johnson to give his best acting ever. In Diesel's words, he could give a lot of tough In Diesel's words, he, quote, could give a lot of tough love, quote, on set. So Diesel gives tough love on set. But he doesn't regret the technique. Diesel also says his approach was not Fellini-esque, but I would do anything I'd have to do in order to get performances in anything I'm producing. Now, here's the thing. There is a certain magic to the Fast and the Furious franchise, okay? And a lot of that magic is absolutely contingent on Vin Diesel believing in his heart of hearts that he is creating cinema. That intention, ending with the end product of Fast and the Furious being gloriously terrible, that all of that sort of plays into the end product being amazing. That is absolutely true. That being said, I could absolutely sympathize with Dwayne Johnson having this guy coming in here and acting like he's directing The Godfather. I mean, Diesel isn't even the director. He's like a producer on it. But like, I would kill to be a fly on the wall on these shoots and seeing Diesel pulling all of this stuff. I don't know. Okay. Reading on. The ruse doesn't seem to be too amusing to Johnson, even if the actor said that he laughed hard when he first heard about Diesel's comments. In Johnson's words, I think everyone had a laugh at that, and I'll leave it at that. And that I've wished them well. I wish them well on Fast 9, and I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10 and Fast 11, and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies that they do that will be without me. So, right there, The Rock is basically saying that he's not going to be in any more of the Fast and the Furious movies. Now, I'm pretty sure when he says that, he just means like the core Fast and the Furious movies. I would imagine he's still going to do Hobbs and Shaw movies. But yeah, it seems like he genuinely has no interest in working with Vin Diesel anymore, which I think is unfortunate because there definitely is a Rock-shaped hole in the movies without The Rock. So I do want them to just squash this beef and get back to making cinema. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe listen, money talks. Dwayne Johnson is saying this right now, but Universal could very well, send him a truckload of money to his house and he comes back for the movies. But as of right now, it seems like he's actually not going to be in any more of the movies. So that is unfortunate. But, yep, I guess we'll have to see what's next with the Fast and the Furious franchise. But up next right now, I'm good at transitions. MCU, wow. Okay, look, hold on. I'm about to just edit. Whoa, oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Hold up. Hold up. Oh dear God. What is the matter with me? I've done goofed. I'm not editing this out, by the way. You're watching this edit happen in real time. You're not even getting the full Hawkeye logo. You're getting Hawk. I'm not editing this out. Okay, this is comedy right here. Marvel VP confirms Hawkeye and Ms Marvel will premiere before the end of 2021. So. I'm reading this from Screen Rant. It appears both will arrive on schedule. According to Variety, Marvel Studios Executive Vice President of Film Production, Victoria Alonso, confirmed that both Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel would arrive on Disney Plus sometime in 2021. She didn't give an exact date or time frame, but with What If set to debut in August, that leaves 4 months left in the year for the series to drop. Alonso also said they would premiere in 2021, but not end by then, meaning one of the series could premiere in December and play through January. So yeah, I mean, I think we knew that these shows were dated for 2021, but I guess like we haven't had like a trailer or anything, so it kind of indicated that maybe they weren't going to be out. Maybe they wouldn't be out by then, but then again, Spider-Man No Way Home is out in December, and as well, and oh geez, and we don't have trailers for that either. So I just now everybody's asking for the No Way Home trailer. Let's all just start asking for Ms. Marvel and Hawkeye as well, because those shows are out presumably before then, and we literally have no marketing at all. But yeah, I as far as where I think they'll land, I mean, What If starts in August. It has a 10-episode run, so it's probably gonna end around October or late September. So, and it also kind of depends, because you like how many, like, are they gonna put out 3 episodes of What If on launch day to get people hooked into the show, and then do the weekly release schedule? So we're gonna have to wait and see how that all falls out, but presumably one of them is going to launch in October, and then maybe the other one in November or December. We'll have to see how it goes, but they are going to be crammed into each other, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be much room for there to be like a super long break in between them. But yeah, I'm excited for both of these shows, and I just want to watch them. What else can I say? What else can I say? Next story. Dune, new trailer dropped. By the way, this is the last story for the day. But Dune, new trailer dropped just before I recorded the show, and I think it looks good. I'm admittedly not like a huge fan of Dune, or not really a fan at all of Dune. I haven't seen any of the movies. I haven't read any of the books because I'm not a nerd who reads books. And I think it looks good. Listen, Denis Villeneuve is, obviously one of the best directors working today. And I can't imagine this movie being bad. I would imagine that it's probably going to be amazing. It's probably going to be the next Lord of the Rings in terms of being a movie that is not only a great spectacle, but is also just a genuinely great film. So I have high expectations about this movie, but admittedly, as someone who's not really familiar with the source material, I'm still kind of watching this trailer of I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I guess there are 2 warring factions, and then I guess Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, they're from the warring factions, and so there's a bit of a forbidden love story going on here. But it's just one of those things where I'm not too familiar with the source material, so I feel like this trailer doesn't exactly do the best job of giving me some exposition to really understand what the movie's about. But that being said, it looks really cool. I think it looks beautiful. I like all the costumes, and I like all the armor. And yeah, I'm expecting a lot out of this movie. I want to watch it. This is definitely a movie that I want to do well, because I want you'd imagine that Warner Brothers has given Denis Villeneuve full creative control over this movie, and I want to see more of that in the industry, and a lot of that is very dependent on this movie that is about a relatively unknown, not necessarily relatively unknown, but kind of relatively unknown. It's not like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter Dune, but it is beloved, and it is just highbrow content. And they gave this movie a big budget. They gave Denis Villeneuve creative control over it, and this movie needs to do well. So just on that basis alone, I'm just kind of rooting for it. And yeah, we'll see how it does in theaters and on HBO Max. Did they screw this franchise by putting it on HBO Max? There is just a lot of questions going on surrounding this movie, but either way, Let me know what you think of the trailer down in the comments below. Especially if you're a fan of Dune. Do you think this movie is gonna live up to your expectations? Just let me know. And goodbye.